Hello guys. We have come across Grimm's law in detail during the previous session, and I hope that you have understood Jacob Grimm's the formulas and the theories which he has formulated on the basis of his study uh, and his findings on the consonant shift actually, starting with the first consonant shift and the second consonant shift also. So basically, what Jacob Grimm has propounded is like the the aspirated voiced plosive like per, the, and g. It initially changed to b, d, and g when it came to the modern English or to the Germanic language. In fact, so like brother is from brother in Sanskrit, or though uh, is actually changed to though in English, or to in English, in modern English too. All right, so and it changed to the aspirated plosive, aspirated voiced plosive b changed to b, and the changed to d, and g changed to g. So these b, d, g, the unaspirated voiced plosive b, d, g, further changed to p, t, and k. That is also another, that's the second consonant shift actually. So the initial consonant shift from the voiced uh, uh, aspirated plosive, moving to the voiced unaspirated plosive, and from there to the voiceless p, t, and k sound. And from there, it further moved on to f, th, or t, and h, or x sound. So these three changes actually happened. Three sets of changes happened in during the consonant shift period, as per Jacob Grimm. Well, after further study by Karl Verner in 1877, he propounded a law on the basis of his findings, and what has left over by what has unfound or uncorroborated by uh, Jacob Grimm. So Verners Law it describes a historical sound change basically in the Proto-Germanic language, whereby the voiceless fricative, the voiceless fricatives, like f, th, s, and h, th, s, h, and h, when immediately followed by an unstressed syllable in the same word, underwent voicing and became respectively the fricatives b, d, z, g, g. So what he's trying to say is that what Jacob Grimm was propagated is like his formula was actually based on the consonant shift, or the shift of consonants during over the years, which happened to the Proto-Indo-European languages. But what Karl Verner is saying is that the change in which Jacob Grimm formulated, are nonetheless proven as not complete, which is not perfect. And those changes which Karl Verner have found are strictly on the basis of accent shift. It all depends upon what you can call the migration of languages. It started from one place to different parts of the world. So basically, what happened was that consonant, the people, the migrants, they took the consonants of the language or the script with them, and when it reached a place, a destination where they settle down, and it's all because of the linguistic aspect. It's all because of the phonetic environment. It's because of the influence of the new area. What happened was that some of the consonants became changed, or it reversed back, or sometimes we can say, or we can say a major shift happened in some of the consonants as per Karl Verner. So when Grimm's law was discovered, a strange irregularity was observed in its operation. So what Karl Verner is saying that Grimm's law apparently fails. So like like for example, the Latin term or the Latin word centum, or like Centum, centum, or some guys call it centum. This centum, when officially it came to the English language, it became hundred, hundred. But as per Jacob Grimm, the Proto-Indo-European language Latin, from which centum came from, the middle consonant, the mid consonant t, must have to change to th, as per Jacob Grimm, because Jacob Grimm in his the third consonant shift, he said t changes to th or th. So that should be the place, that should be the right kind of change as per Jacob Grimm. But Karl Verner is pointing out that centum changed to hundred instead of hundred or hundred. Hundred. So, as per Jacob Grimm, T should be th or th. But what happened actually was that centum changed to hundred. So t became d instead of th. That was kind of discrepancies or anomalies which happened uh, during the Grimm's law period, which later, uh, because of the influence of Karl Verner, he tried to overcome some kinds of errors which happen in the formulas which have been propounded by uh, Jacob Grimm. Karl Verner was actually the first scholar to point out the factor governing these irregularities, and this irregularities, which is pointed out by Karl Verner, is basically called the accent shift because of Jacob Grimm's theory of consonant shift. Karl Verner explains the sound quality dependent upon the position of the accent in the Indo-European word. Like after an unstressed vowel. So basically, what Karl Verner is saying is that in Indo-European, accent was free. It was free. It could occur on any syllable of the word. In Indo-European, the Proto-Indo-European, the parent Indo-European language, it could occur on any syllable of the word. No need for specification. No need for specifically mentioning that this particular syllable should be stressed. But when it came to the Germanic language, accent fell on the first syllable of the lexical root. Accent fell on the first syllable of the lexical root, and most probably the lexical root were actually the Sanskrit cognate. So after an unstressed vowel, the voiceless fricatives, as I mentioned before, the voiceless fricatives, like her, her, it became p, t, and k, and s were voiced, and became the, ear, h sound, and z sound later on became b, th, and here. Example, I should say there are something called in pater, the Latin pater changed to father, t changed to the father. All right. So another important aspect, as per Karl Verner, is after an unstressed vowel, after an unstressed vowel, like sound in Germanic languages becomes voiced z. If it is sound, it's not voiced. But when it came to Germanic language, it became z, became voiced. So those are some kinds of important information that have been uh, you know propounded by Karl Verner, especially in his Verner's Law. All right, so basically, for example, I can say that the Grimm's law was valid whenever the accent on the root syllable, whenever the accent, because the accent falls on the root syllable of the Sanskrit cognate or the parent or the Proto-Indo-European cognate. But when it came to Germanic language, as I mentioned before, the accent fall on another syllable, as in, and it becomes b, d, and g. All right, so like now, brother became brother, as I mentioned before. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, and thanks for your attention. Have a nice day.